Chimaev Burns was absolutely out of control. It was out of control. I'm talking 3 rounds of straight chaos.
What a fucking fight!
Like, look at Adesanya versus Whitaker. You know, that was a title fight, and that was some touch butt in the park shit compared to this. Like, these dudes came out to fucking throw leather, and they did. And I apologize to Gilbert Burns, like everybody else. I kind of wrote him off. I thought Chimaev was just way too big because the dude is a middleweight. He is a middleweight. I don't care what anybody says. He is a middleweight. And Gilbert Burns was throwing sledgehammers out there. The end of the second round, I mean, he caught him with a right at the end of the second round, and then I think Chimaev he knocked Chimaev down, and then Chimaev went for an instant double leg and took him back down. And that's how the fight was the whole time. I mean, it was back and forth, but I mean, really, I came way more impressed with Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns, freaking, hey, Durinho. I don't know what that means in freaking Portuguese, but it should mean full heart, because that's what he showed. That's what he showed. But, I mean, Chimaev, you're coming in, you're fighting the number 2 ranked welterweight in the world. And he came in, and I don't know how it looked on TV. I have to watch it, but it looked like it could have went either way. Like, if Gilbert Burns won that fight, I wouldn't have been mad at all. It really could have went either way. Same with the Mackenzie Dern Tisha Torres fight, from what it looked like in the stands. But I mean, I came away a little bit more impressed with Gilbert Burns, honestly. And I'm not. That's not a knock on Chimaev. It's just I don't think I was expecting him to come in and fight like that. I mean, he fought his ass off. The walkouts were intense. The walkouts were incredible. I mean, the place was just, it really seemed like, even though the next 2 fights were really exciting, that as far as the atmosphere in the place, it was the main event. It was the main event. And, you know, got to give it to them, man. They entertained the shit out of that crowd. It was such a good fight. Even Dana White came out and said, I think in the post-fight presser, he said that was one of the best fights he's ever seen. Yeah, it was. And I was fucking so stoked I was there. I was like, thank God they came out and fought like that, because I'm driving 24 hours, and it would suck if that fight sucked. And it didn't. I will never forget that. So thank you, Gilbert Burns and Chimaev. Really, it makes the Chimaev-Colby Covington fight pretty interesting now. You know, because he didn't just come out and run through him like that. That fight, that's going to be a great fight. But here's the thing. The reason it was such a good fight is because of Gilbert's hands. I mean, he was throwing really powerful shots, and he was connecting on them. That's not Colby's get down. But it also, Chimaev's gas tank, it's definitely not on the level of Colby's. But what was giving him problem was really with Gilbert's power and his hands. So that's not really Colby's game. He's not Mr. Power Hands at all. He's pressure, cardio, and he's gonna put it on you like that. So that really is gonna be an interesting fight. Petr Yan, Aljamain Sterling. Oh my God. I'll throw up a video of the decision. When the decision happened, the crowd was pissed. They were pissed. Everybody around me was pissed. The whole place was booing. But I mean, to be honest with you, that was another one that looked like it could have went either way. Dana White came out and said, what did he say? He said he thought he had a 3-2 yawn. He thought the judges blew it. I think that's a little harsh to say, because Aljo had a good game plan. If you look in the video that I made before it, I said if there was an upset on this card, it was going to be Aljamain Sterling. And sure enough, and I said the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was going to be the difference in that fight. And it was, if you go back to, what was it, Gunnar Nelson? I don't remember who he fought last fight, but Gunnar Nelson, he was doing the same thing. He'd get the guy down, take his back, and get the body triangle, and that's where they would stay. And he controlled the fight like that, and won like that. You know, control. Granted, Aljamain didn't do that much damage to Jan at all, but it was winning those rounds, controlling the fight, and obviously Jan, what he does, he picks it up and picks it up and picks it up and picks it up, and he takes control later on in the fight and just keeps coasting. Like rounds 4 and 5 are all Jan. You know, if that's a 6-round fight, 7-round, you know, man, it's stupid, but you know what I mean. He was starting to win the fight handily, but Aljamain did really what he needed to win the fight. So pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people made some good money on Aljamain who put it on. The odds were, what were the odds? Like freaking, I don't even know. But it looks like we're gonna have Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw. I'm going Dillashaw. But and then we had Volkanovski, Korean Zombie. I said that was gonna be an absolute metric fucking ass whooping, and it was. I mean, from being in there, it did not look like Zombie had a chance to even land. The speed difference was, I mean, no disrespect to Zombie whatsoever, but Volkanovski said that it was going to be, he wanted to show that there's levels to this shit, and he showed it. There is absolutely levels to this shit, and he was just so much faster, won every single exchange for the most part. From the crowd, when Herb stopped it, everybody's kind of like, what the fuck's going on? Like, was it an eye poke? Like, what's up? Because you couldn't really see, like, the from the stands, the accumulated damage, I guess. You couldn't really tell as much. But, you know, it doesn't seem like anybody's really complaining about the stoppage. I think what happened was he saw how Mark Goddard handled the, RDA Moicano fight. When Goddard went into the corner and said, hey, look, I'm giving you 30 seconds to show me something, and if not, I'm stopping this fight. So, you know, I think it was kind of one of those situations. He saw him coming out in the fourth, instantly getting pieced up, and there was no way Zombie was coming back at all. But Zombie's walkout was sick, I'll give him that. But Volkanovski, just on another fucking level right now. But I'd like to see him go up and fight the winner of Poirier Oliveira. That would be the move. I think that's what he should do. That's what I want to see. I'd like to see him go after the double champ. I do not want to see him fight Cejudo. I'd like to see it go, you know, give it to somebody who's been out there fighting, earning it. I'm so sick of this just fucking money fight bullshit. But I mean, I understand it, but you know, give it to the guys who are fighting. That's just what it is. But it was, I'm glad I went. A lot of driving. I am so tired, man. I am so tired. Just 24 hours of driving. But, yeah. I'll throw up some clips. I'll throw up some walkouts. And, yeah, sorry for me yelling in the videos. I'm just going to go ahead and say I was getting pretty hype out there. Oh, I'm waiting for my lift. So the fights ended at like 1:30 or something, and obviously everybody's trying to get a lift in an Uber. So there was none, you know, and it was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was still out there. It was fucking cold as shit, and I look to my left and I see this guy walking down the street with like, looked like his son, fucking Vitor Belfort. Yeah, I walk up to him, I was like, oh my god. Vitor, huge fan, man. Been watching you since I was a kid. Is there any way I could get a picture with you? And he was like, yeah, man, no problem. We sat there and chat for a minute. The picture that I took, I was absolutely sloshed. I mean, it's the worst picture I've taken in my entire life. I'm serious. Out of every picture I've ever taken, the picture's completely useless. I can't do anything with it because I look like I'm having a stroke. I don't know, because I'm so fucking hammered. But, yeah, middle Vitor. Yeah, good dude, solid dude, gave me the time of day. You know, we sat and chatted for a minute, so that was really nice of him. But, yeah. So, we'll see what happens next. UFC 273 Jacksonville, success. Had a lot of fun, man. Great event. Chimaev Burns, one of the best fights I've ever seen. So blessed to have been there. So, yeah,